Today's video is going to be over plant animal cells and the different organelles that are inside them. So, organelles are tiny cellular structure that perform specific functions within a cell. They are similar to the way the body's organs perform different functions. That's why they're called organelle. Each organ in our body does different things, and they all work together to keep us functioning. So if you remember, this is what an animal cell looks like. It is rounded. And the important things to remember are the cytoplasm, the mitochondria, the nucleus or the brain, the tiny little vacuoles, and the cell membrane. This is what a plant cell looks like. It's more square. It's typically going to be represented as green because it is a plant, and they have a lot of the same organelles, and we're going to get into those details. All right, so a cell wall, it is the rigid outer layer of a plant cell. The functions are it provides structure and support, and it also protects the cell. The cell wall controls the movement of nutrients in and out of the cell. So remember, plants can't move, so they can't defend themselves, so the cell wall is kind of like a little armor for them. And it's only found in plant cells. The cell membrane is the outer layer of a cell that encloses the membrane. So in a plant, it is inside the cell wall, and in the animal, it is the only outer layer. So it's kind of like a skin. So the function of the cell membrane is it supports and protects the cell. It controls the movement of nutrients such as water, carbon dioxide, and oxygen in and out of the cell. So it's kind of like a little doorway. And it maintains homeostasis or balance within the cell. Cell membranes are found in both plant and animal. Right, the nucleus is also found in both plant and animal cells. It is the control center of the cell. And the nucleus's job or function is it controls the cell activities, it contains DNA, and it is the control center. So it's the brain of the cell. It tells things when to do them and how to do them. The cytoplasm is found in both animal and plant cells. It is a clear jelly-like material that's throughout the entire cell, and its job is to hold organelles in place. This keeps them from floating around, bumping into each other, stuff like that. All right, the mitochondria is found in both plant and animal cells. It is the bean-shaped organelle with the inner membranes. Its job is the powerhouse of the cell. It breaks down sugar molecules into usable energy. So another way to remember mitochondria is power is mito kind of sounds like mighty, so it's powerful. It's the mighty mitochondria. One thing to also kind of know is that there are more mitochondria in animal cells than there are in plant cells, because since animals kind of hunt their food and they need energy from the outside, they need to break down more of the sugars. All right, so vacuoles are found in both plant and animal cells. So they're fluid-filled sacs, and the vacuole's job is to store water, food, and waste. So the only difference between them and the plant and animal cell is that in plant cells, the vacuoles are very large. And then in animal cells, they're a lot smaller, and there's a few more of them. So plant cells have one, animal cells have more than one. And then chloroplasts are only found in plant cells. They use energy from the sun to make food through the process of photosynthesis. Chloroplasts usually contain chlorophyll, which is the green pigment, which makes most plants look green, and they are like oval shaped. So classroom analogies that go along with the organelles to maybe help you out a little bit. So the nucleus, remember it's a control center, it runs the cell. That could be like your teacher. So say our classroom is just a giant cell, the teacher is the nucleus. A vacuole, remember it stores wastewater and food. That would be like the storage cabinets. The cell membrane, it lets things in and out. That would be your door. The cytoplasm, they're the seats in the classroom or the desk. They keep the students where they're supposed to be. The cytoplasm keeps the organelles where they're supposed to be. Another way to think of cytoplasm is the floor. The floor kind of keeps everything in place, and it's in cases, or not in cases, it's throughout the entire cell, so it's throughout the entire classroom. And then the mitochondria, that's where the energy is from. One way to think about the energy is the lights, and we get that from the light switch. We turn it on and off.